name is Jade Gorrell, and I'm giving my speech today on rodeo cowboys. When most people think of the word cowboy, most people will think of that tall, skinny guy with pants so tight they might rip and the accent that would most likely annoy any other person. Rodeo came to be about by cowboys going and traveling their cattle along the plains and doctoring and caring for them. Later on, it became a contest on who could rope and ride and mostly be the best horseman. Even though many people think of cowboys as just people who drink a lot of alcohol, don't have an education, or wear their pants way too tight, or even a rodeo as some place where there's a ton of alcohol and crazy people trying to kill themselves on the crazy animals, the term rodeo has a lot more meaning to it than it is portrayed. Today I will explain how a rodeo can be extremely entertaining and exciting, and how there are many precautions taken to protect the animals and the contestants, and how rodeo is a very family-oriented sport and has impacted my life. Clowns, known as the funny men, are in charge of entertaining the audience. Most people get the clown mixed up with the bullfighters. The clown entertains the audience, not fight the bulls. They have the barrel out in the middle of the arena that they can hide in during the bull ride, and they give jokes between the announcer and do intermissions between each event that keep the audience entertained and in their seats instead of getting up and walking around and not paying attention to the rodeo. The clowns aren't just the main entertainment of the rodeo. The contestants themselves are the main excitement of the rodeo. Even though rodeos are very entertaining and exciting, there are a lot of concerns on the precautions that are taken to protect the animals. Many people have issues such as the PETA activists, and they think that animals are being abused and there's no precautions taken to protect them, when there are a lot of precautions taken to protect them. There are time limits on all the events, such as in the rough stock, there's an 8-second time limit to where the horses won't overdo themselves or hurt themselves in that time limit. In the roping and other timed events, there's a 30-second time limit. So if you don't get the event done by the 30-second limit, it's a disqualification. And in the rough stock also, there are flank straps that are very padded that help increase the buck instead of injuring them, and equipment that we use during the rodeo, such as the saddles are very padded, the blankets are padded, and the bridles and the halters are comfortable. There's bell boots that you put around the foot of the horse so that it keeps them from clipping themselves and cutting them, and there's shin splints that are just basically like an ankle brace that keep them from injuring any tendons or anything. Being safe is a main concern when it comes to parents and letting their children be around these animals and this kind of atmosphere, which is a big thing in rodeo. Being a part of the atmosphere, getting back on after falling off is part of the lifestyle, and so it's very family oriented because they support them when they fall and help them get back up. Kids start at a very young age by rodeoing. There's pee-wee rodeos, and then they can go on to junior high rodeos, where they have a state rodeo, and the top competitors in the state will or can go on to compete at the national level, which is a very good experience for kids at that age. And then there's the high school level, where they compete at a district level, and the top competitors go on to compete at the state level. And then they take the top 4 out of each event, and they go on to compete at the national level. They don't just take the top 4, the top 10 in the state are able to go to another nationals. It's called the mini nationals, known as Silver State International Rodeo, where they can basically do the same thing that the kids at the national rodeo are doing. college students can compete and at college level to be able to go on and rodeo at the college national finals and be able to win a title there. So the same as the pro rodeo circuit, that they compete at any age to go on and be able to rodeo at the Thomas Mack Center in Las Vegas during the national finals rodeo. Traveling many miles is a big deal in rodeo. You go to many places and you meet a lot of new people and make connections with tons of people and new friendships. And so it's really exciting for people to get out and experience that. Rodeo gives people a lot of time to spend with their families. They spend day in and day out practicing in the arena every night until it's dark. And not only do they create great bonds with their family members, they create great bonds with the animals, which is very educational and exciting because you learn to take care of that animal and care for it, while some people don't get that chance because they're not able to experience the animal that a horse is. Rodeo is a very stereotypical issue, and there's a lot of controversial topics that go along with it, but rodeo is still very educational and positive, and I think it is a very good sport to be involved in.